Welcome to Outland Adventures. I am going to show you a little bit of what I was supposed to have been doing with changing out the belt. We had a lot more to happen than just fixing a belt, as we were on our way over to visit her sisters. Got about maybe halfway and had to pull over because the belt actually came off. It just dropped. I lost everything, so pulled over, checked it all out. Belt wasn't tore up or anything. It's just laying on the ground. So I figured probably need to get a new belt. So we got Amanda's sister to come and get us, take us to the parts store. And I got the right belt that needed to go up there. Dropped us back off. I told them that I was good. They went on back to her house, and I started working on everything. And as soon as I got the belt back on, went to start it up, belt fell off again. So I figured that there was something else going on with it. So I had to tow it from where we were at, which luckily it was only about 5 point some miles. And I just used our insurance to get it towed. Once we got it here, I realized that something else was going on with it. Wasn't too sure what. So my brother-in-law was taking a look at it with me and found out that the whole bracket that holds pretty much everything from the power steering all the way around had cracked. So that is a lot of fun stuff. Now I'm going to show you everything that we had to take off underneath just to get to that point. Ended up removing the cover for the radiator, fan, all of that. Got that out of the way. Had to remove the fan off the crank. Had to remove a lot of the hoses and stuff like that. Got all of that taken care of. Removing power steering pump. Had to get that off. Had to take the AC pump off with their air pump off. Removing a good chunk of the engine. But luckily we didn't have to take the whole front end off to remove the main plate. And on top of everything else, we've also got a couple of busted bolts that we discovered in here as well. So my brother-in-law luckily is maintenance for where he works at and has access to a lot of handy tools. So he took the plate so that way I didn't have to actually purchase a new one, which runs about $250 on up, which I did not know. And he's gonna take it and get it reworked for me and weld it where it's cracked at, which is really nice of him to do that for us. And once he's taken that, all getting it back together like it needs to be, he'll bring it back and we'll start working on putting this back together again, which it should be a lot easier to do anything with everything cleared out of the way. We just have to get down in here to where the bolts are broken at, try to get them out, which is on the lower end right in here. Don't know if I'm gonna be able to get in there or not. right in there. So we got to figure out how we're going to get those busted bolts out. And then once we do that, we'll put it all back together. So I will let you know what happens after everything is back to normal. As of right now, my brother-in-law is working on getting these broken bolts out. He's been drilling them out, getting them where we can actually back them all the way out, and we are almost where we can get it. I think he's just got a couple more drill bits that he needs to go through, and we should be able to have that open and start working on putting this back together here within the next few days here. Okay, we've got the bracket back after being welded right there in that spot there where it basically broke almost in two, and now that right there is taken care of. We're starting to put everything back on to get it ready to go. I took care of the spark plugs and wires, got all of that taken care of, and that was a headache on its own. So hopefully that they hold up for quite some time. We still got a few more pumps, AC pump, and one of the other main ones right here in the center, and then we get to put the pulley back on and get the pulley back on down there and start getting everything tightened down in place and get the belt on, put the fan back on, get all of our hoses all connected again, and get all the fluids back to full. AC pump will have to be recharged back up, and I've got power steering that's going to need to be filled back up as well, and we'll see what this right here does within hopefully the next day or so. Okay, it's been a few days since I've last did the recording of the last part. Everything is back together like it needs to be. Engine is all put back together, all pulleys are on, everything is looking pretty good, and it's been driving really well. We left from Amanda's sister's, I want to say Sunday, and today is Saturday. We went to park at her mom's for just a day. Got everything taken care of that we needed to. I changed out the front brakes before we decided to do anything else. Made sure everything was driving real nice. All the pulleys are back in place. Everything has been running really smooth. There is one little pulley down here, which is the, you can't really see it from here, but it is our smog air pump, and it likes to give us a nice whine as we're driving. We thought that it had it fixed, but it just continues to do the same thing, so I'm gonna try to take care of that also, and no more noise out of it, because it is annoying. We took our time driving from Tennessee, made it to Middlesboro, Kentucky for a night. From there we made it to I'll have to check to see where we were. I think it was Georgetown or something like that in Kentucky, and there we saw the Toyota plant that they got, which is really massive. Didn't realize how big it was. Couldn't get no video on it because it decided to rain all that day. And from there, we decided to jump back on the road, and now we are here in Indiana at my mom's and my brother's place with his wife and kids, and we're here visiting for just a little bit. We are gonna take care of the shocks all the way around and get the back brakes done while we are here. I'm gonna have the help of my brother-in-law and get that taken care of. And after we get all of that good, then we'll see exactly what time that we finish up everything. We plan on staying here for at least a couple weeks. We may head into Ohio and see family there, and once we are done there, we're gonna go back into Kentucky, and the plan is to hopefully meet up with my uncle that I haven't seen in I say probably almost 20 years or more. So hopefully that everything works out good. We're gonna go to a little area in Kentucky where they're gonna have a solar eclipse full event going on, so we're going to join him there and check that out. And I want to say April the 8th, and of course I will try to get video if I can. I don't know how good it's going to turn out, but we'll see what happens. But for now, I'm going to leave it there, and thank you for watching. And hopefully you like, subscribe, and share our videos.